Pfizer ultimately is thinking about mutating COVID?
Well, that is not what we say to the public. No.
Wow, Pfizer really exposed themselves with this one.
What is Pfizer doing, I guess, to optimize, the vaccines now?
Oh, we actually have a meeting about that today, so there's a lot.
Really?
We're doing, I don't know if I should say this.
Our undercover journalist asked Walker how Pfizer is handling the fact that their COVID vaccines are ineffective against virus variants. What he said is disturbing. Listen to this.
We're exploring, how the virus keeps mutating?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things we're exploring is, why don't we just mutate it ourselves so we could preemptively develop new vaccines, right? So we have to do that. If we're going to do that, though, there's a risk of, as you could imagine, no one wants to be having a pharma company mutating viruses.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're
How disgusting is that? Pfizer just admitted right there they have been looking into mutating the disease, and he laughs about it as he says, there could be a risk of life, It's like, yeah, life matters. Life is valuable. You guys don't care about human life at all. This is why they're all pro-abortion. They don't give a crap about life. A lot of these people, I'm sure, would be pro-assisted suicide that's going on in Europe. I'm sure these people would be A-okay of those programs because they are evil. He laughs about it when he talks about a risk to human life. That is truly evil.
So we want to do this. So that's one of the things we're considering.
Okay.
The future, maybe we could create new versions of the vaccines and things like that.
Okay, so Pfizer ultimately is thinking about mutating COVID?
Well, that is not what we say to the public. No. That's why it was a thought that came up at a meeting, and we were like, why do we not? It was we're going to consider that with more discussions.
Did y'all catch that as well? He just said, why do we not, when asked about mutating a virus. Mutating a virus and exposing it to the public for his own profit. Why do we not? If the last point that he's said so far, if everything he said so far doesn't show that he doesn't care about human life, this one really gets him. This one gets him good.
Okay. That's exactly actually, right? We're wait a minute, people won't like that.
That's right. It appears that Pfizer is internally discussing the possibility of mutating the COVID virus themselves in order to tailor a vaccine to sell to the public. Listen to Walker describe in detail just how they would conduct such a scientific experiment. First, in living animals.
So the way that we're thinking about it, don't tell anyone this. You gotta promise you won't tell anyone. You gotta promise you won't tell anyone. Okay? Okay, bro.
Well, that backfired.
So, the way it would work is we put them in the virus in these monkeys.
Okay.
And then we successively cause them to keep infecting each other. And we collect serial samples from them, and then the ones that are more infectious, like the virus, we'll put them in another monkey and just constantly actively mutate it. That's one way. Okay. Or we can even do directed simulation, which we tend not to prefer. And then you just sample what the different proteins on the surface of the virus look like over time.
Okay.
So then you can see the mutation, and you can kind of force it to mutate in a certain way you want.
Okay.
But you have to be very controlled to make sure that this virus that you mutate doesn't create something that goes everywhere.
Something crazy.
I suspect is the way that the virus started in Wuhan. To be honest, it makes no sense if this virus popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think he actually might be onto something here. It's not like that's what we've been saying for years. And we've been getting deplatformed for saying, oh, maybe the virus started in Wuhan. Maybe it got out of a lab. No, that's way too crazy to say. But, in 2023, it's okay. It's been 6 months, guys. What they say, 6 months is the difference between conspiracies and facts. 6 months is up. First, the virus started from a guy eating a bat. What? That doesn't even make sense. And then, we had our theories, and then, yep, here it comes out. Shaka.
COVID virus experimentation on live monkeys? This is unethical, to say the least, and Walker describes those experiments as if they are ongoing and not simply a hypothetical discussion.
So, when is Pfizer going to implement the mutation of all these viruses?
I don't know. Depends on how the experiments work out, because this is just something we're trying, right?
It sounds like gain of function to me.
I don't know. It's a little bit different. I think it's different. It's this. It's definitely not gain of function.
Sounds like it is. It's okay.
No. No, directed evolution is very different.
Direct evolution.
Directed evolution.
Directed evolution. Okay. Well,
Sorry for cutting here again, but hey, just wanted to point out big respects to this journalist. I mean, the things this guy had to go through. I mean, listen to the way that this guy is acting. He's doing the whole laughing thing. He's giggling over there while drinking his drink. He's clearly a little bit hydrated. This guy had to go on like a gay date with the dude to get this information. So sorry for interrupting again, but wow, respect to this guy and his journalism commitment. Much like wow.
so I mean, is that what it is?
Maybe well, you're not supposed to do gain function research with the viruses, like they recommend not. But you do like these like selected directional mutations to try to see if you can make more potent.
Yeah.
So there is research online about that. I don't know how that's gonna work. There might not be any more outbreaks to take Jesus Christ.
So, tell me more, like, what's developing with the whole, virus mutation process?
Well, they're still kind of conducting the experiments on it, but it seems like from what I've heard, they're kind of optimizing it, but they're going slow because everyone's very cautious. Like,
Right.
obviously don't want to kind of accelerate it too much.
Yeah.
But I think they're also just trying to do it as an exploratory thing because you obviously don't want to advertise that you're trying to figure out future mutation.
Way. So, did the whole virus mutation thing, like, come from your executive, Sarah?
No, that came from, we have, chief scientific officers in, the other divisions.
In a subsequent meeting, our undercover journalist asked if this type of gain-of-function research is already being studied at Pfizer. But no, as long as it's called directed evolution, Pfizer's in the clear.
What's the goal for Pfizer of doing that?
So probably what they want to do is, to try to figure out, to some extent, there's all these new strains of variants that just pop up. Why don't we try to catch them before they pop up in nature, and we can develop a vaccine prophylactic for new variants.
Yeah.
So that's why they're thinking if you do it control in your lab, then you say, oh, this is a new epitope. And so then if it comes out later on, in the public, we already have a vaccine kind of working on it.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the best business model though? Just control nature before nature even happens itself, right?
Yeah. If it works.
What do you mean if it works?
Because some of the times there are just mutations that pop up, right? And we're not prepared for it, like with Delta or Omicron,
right,
and things like that. So who knows? I mean, either way, it's gonna be a cash cow. COVID will probably be a cash cow for us for a while going forward. I obviously like.
Man, I'm really glad this guy's getting a kick out of destroying the lives of hundreds of millions of people, billions of people even. Lives were ruined. Businesses were shut down. Big transnational corporations were able to come in, take over. This guy's talking about releasing a virus that will kill millions of people. Probably not, because, let's be honest, it's a COVID strain. And COVID is extremely deadly, Susan. Hey, just so you know, Susan, very, very deadly. YouTube, don't take me down, please. COVID is awful. So this will kill hundreds of millions of people, of course. But on a more serious note, what is up with this guy? He talks so nonchalantly about talking about profiting over the death and destruction of thousands of lives and families. This guy is truly evil. And this guy works for a corporation, one of the biggest corporations in America. He's the top, or near the top at least, one of the biggest corporations of America. A corporation that has now admitted to profiting off of destruction and despair. Truly, truly despicable, and he laughs while doing it. This should make you angry.
Well, I think the whole, research of the viruses and mutating it, would be the ultimate, cash cow.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Now, you would think that creating viruses to sell the vaccine would be illegal, but no. The pharmaceutical industry, as Walker puts it, is, quote, a revolving door for all government officials, unquote.
A revolving door for all government officials?
Wow.
Yeah, for any industry though. So in the pharma industry, all the government officials who review our drugs, they come work for pharma companies. The military, all the army and defense government officials eventually go work for the defense companies afterwards.
How do you feel about that revolving door?
It's pretty good for the industry, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's bad for everyone else in America.
Why is it bad for everybody else?
Because if the regulators or for people that drugs know that once they stop being regulated, they want to go work for the company, they're not going to be as hard for the company. They're doing their job.
Right.
Y'all remember when we were called crazy for talking about how Big Pharma was connected to the government and how it's all like really, really connected, how all these elitists are really tight and they all work through the same systems and they use each other to build each other up and get up. Hey, look who's admitting it now. Hey, look who is right once again. Look who is right. But now they're going to be like, oh, no, that's not even a bad thing. That's totally normal. That's what should be happening. That's what they do every time we are right about something. They first are like, no, that's too wrong. It would never happen. And then they're like, oh, what's wrong? But it's not happening. And then it's like, oh, well, it's not wrong. What is happening? It's like, wow, these people really get on my nerves sometimes. It's awful what they are doing. It is truly evil, and they laugh about it. They laugh about destroying one of the greatest country in history, the greatest country, the US of A. They laugh while destroying it and bringing it down and destroying the families within it. These people are evil. We need to hold them accountable, and it's time to start. We need to share this content, right? We need to share with everybody what is going on. We need to stop being silent. We need to stand our ground, start being honest to people what's really going on. That's all I have, though, for this one. It's been a little bit of a longer one, so if you made it this far, you might as well like and subscribe. You must have gotten something out of it, because as always, I have been great. Of course, I know you love my commentary. But this has been Strange Investigations, signing off. Once again, so long. Peace out. God bless y'all.